We are live, baby. We are live. Live in the rec, live in the rec, live in the rec, live in the rec. It's your boy, always real, never fake. Alex Raw Tech is in the building. So, guys, happy Halloween to whoever celebrates it. I don't celebrate it, but no, I know other people do. What's up, Bobby? What's up? So today we're going to be talking about throwback companies. I said that yesterday before I ended the live mobile live stream when we was talking about cricket and the new thing that you're going to be able to upgrade your phone. Finance your phone through cricket itself because AT&T is giving them the power of financing. What's up, bro? Yes, we are live and direct. So let's start off with the company that was T-Mobile before it became T-Mobile. T-Mobile, when I first got it in 1994, was called OmniPoint. OmniPoint was T-Mobile's name. OmniPoint. That was T-Mobile's name. OmniPoint. Okay. So that was T-Mobile's name. OmniPoint. And then in 96, they changed the name from OmniPoint because I remember I had a throwback phone, a Sony Ericsson. What's up, TJ? What's up, guys? I had a Sony Ericsson phone that you could change the front plates of the phone where the numbers were. And I would change it to blue, red, green, black, purple, orange. It had the whole rainbow, pink. And you could change, it was a Sony Ericsson phone. It was a bar phone with a little antenna on the top that you could screw on and screw off. And that's when I had OmniPoint, right? And then, like I said, moving forward in 96, that was the name since like the 1980s. Then in 96, they changed the name to Voice Stream, like a stream of water. And by that time, I had the Nokia 3390, which was, I was 14. Yeah, 14 at the time. No, I was 16 at the time. Yeah, 16. I was 16 at the time in 1994. No, hold on. In 92, I was 12. No, I was 14. In 1994, I was 14. Making myself older than I am. So I was 14 years old in 1994. When some of you guys were born, I was already a teenager. So anyway, moving forward. They switched it to VoiceStream. In 1999, before the year 2000, T-Mobile Europe, Dutch company that owns T-Mobile Europe, decided to bring T-Mobile USA to the United States. So what they did, they buy VoiceStream. They buy their network because VoiceStream had like nationwide service. At that point, they had nationwide service. So T-Mobile Europe was like, hell yeah, we want to buy this company. They got nationwide, towers in some cities. It's not a lot of towers, but they're nationwide. That's what matters. So T-Mobile, Dutch comp, the company that owns T-Mobile USA, converted the name from VoiceStream to T-Mobile, which what we have now. And all that happened in 1999. So rest in peace, OmniPoint. Rest in peace, VoiceStream. Okay. And then we also had in the 90s, we had what was called Singular, which AT&T merged with them like in 2002 or 2004 and completely absorbed the Singular brand. And they let that go through. And there were two big giants. Singular had nationwide coverage and AT&T did too. So anyway, they became one company, AT&T. So then there was another one called RAwTAlk Wireless. What happened to RAwTAlk Wireless? Verizon bought it out, and they had great plans, really affordable. There's some people that watch me that are usually in my comment section and had RAwTAlk Wireless. My homie Carlos, my brother from another mother, Carlos S Tech had RAwTAlk Wireless. I think Sneed had it too. So, RAwTAlk Wireless was a great company, very, very competitive. So imagine back then we had so many, and these are postpaid carriers, not prepaid. So imagine we had T-Mobile, well, VoiceStream, we had Singular, we had AT&T, we had Nextel, we had Sprint. These are all postpaid companies. All right, so that's 5 right there. Then we had Verizon, number 6. Number 6 was Verizon. Yep. So we had 6 major carriers in the 90s. 6. And right now we just got 3 until Boost makes a better deal with AT&T and give you fully unlimited data. I don't consider them a 4th carrier. I think, to me, the 4th carrier is going to be Cricket when they and Cricket was around in the mid 90s. I forgot. But that's prepaid. It wasn't postpaid. It was prepaid, like they are now. But now they're basically converting to postpaid with the new finance option that you're going to get to do with Cricket. Hey, Alex. Good afternoon. Happy Halloween. Have you a side? Oh, yeah. I got my mask. I feel like, I can't turn on the camera because this piece of crap computer that I got. But I would have loved it to do the whole live stream wearing my mask, because I do have my Halloween mask. It's up in my room. I could have grabbed it, but it's gonna glitch out. You know what's gonna happen? It's gonna glitch out. It's gonna make me mad, and I might punch a hole through the computer like in that. If you look up the guy that got scared that his brother put a funny video, and it jumped out and he put a hole through the computer, that's a real video. And I don't really want to do that to this computer, punch a hole through it, because it lags and it drives me crazy. But yeah, I got the Scream, the ghost face mask. That's my favorite, and it glows in the dark, so it would be cool because I would put it right there against the light. We got LED lights in my mom's room, and I would put it there and let it sit for like 5 minutes, or even one of my iPhones. Put the light on it for like 5 minutes, and then it'll glow in the dark. Imagine that! I look cool as hell with that mask on here in the dark, and you guys will see me glowing in the dark. But since I can't do it because the computer won't let me turn on the camera for a long time, then I might as well not do it because I'm gonna get mad. But happy Halloween to everybody, guys. So, like I was saying, T-Mobile, there were 6 major carriers, postpaid carriers, because Nextel was postpaid, Singular was postpaid, AT&T's always been postpaid, Verizon as well, Sprint, like I said, and T-Mobile. So, we had 6 major carriers in the 90s. 6. Yeah, I said Nextel, broski. I said Nextel. So, like I said, we had Nextel, Singular, T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, and Sprint. 6 major carriers. And now we just got 3. And then Boost is like, bleh. You know what I'm saying? Boost has been around forever, but they're not a major carrier. So what you guys might ask, what happened? I mean, it's through the years, some people couldn't cut it. Singular was losing a lot of customers, because I was a Singular customer that left to T-Mobile because my bill, guys, Singular was a ripoff. I had 600 minutes and free nights and weekends, and my nights were from 9 p.m. to 6:59 a.m. Not even till 7 o'clock, till 6:59 p.m. 1 minute before 7 o'clock. I mean a.m. is what I meant to say. A.m. And I would pay $120 a month for 600 minutes and free nights and weekends. And then Saturday and Sunday, it was the full Saturday, like Friday going into fully unlimited, and then Sunday it would stop at it would stop at Monday at 6:59 a.m. So from Sunday to Monday at 6:59 a.m., your free weekends, I can't even talk right. Your free weekends would be done, guys. They would be done. So, trust me, I've been through everything. I've been with Sprint. Sprint would give me 3,000 daytime minutes and 7,000 nighttime minutes. So it wasn't even free nights and weekends. They didn't come out to that till later. And then T-Mobile, when I had T-Mobile, it was 600 minutes for the day, and the same thing. At 6:59 a.m., the nights would start at 9 till 7:59 a.m. So I think they all did it that way. And then Sprint came and fired back at them. And Sprint had after having 3,000 daytime minutes, no, 2,500 daytime minutes and 3,000 nighttime minutes, they changed it to 7 a.m. 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. would be free on Sprint and the nights and weekends. So free nights and weekends. So, a lot of you guys don't know what that is. I know what that is because, like I said, I'm 43 and I'm going to be 44. I've been dealing with this mobile game since I was a teenager. I grew up in the 90s. So imagine you guys now not having unlimited. Just think about it. Imagine right now you being with Verizon, paying the same price you're paying with Verizon right now, but having 600 minutes and free nights and weekends, because that's what I dealt with. Like I was saying, singular, I was paying $120 a month. And it was a 2-year contract, guys. A 2-year contract. Back then, they were all contracts. T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, Sprint. Everybody had contracts. Nextel, 2-year contract. And imagine that. You have a 2-year contract that if you cancel, it was $400 because that's how much they would charge. I had to pay T-Mobile for. No, T-Mobile's the cheapest. I paid them $200. I paid Verizon $400. And I paid Sprint $400. And I paid AT&T $400 to get out of there. Singular, $400. So it's still cheaper. Contracts were still cheaper than actual not having a contract. Because what you guys got to think about now, right? The contract form, you would have a set price to cancel. You would sign the contract. You got to be with us for 2 years. If you don't make it 2 years, you got to pay this $400. And you get to keep your phone. So the phone payments were a little bit higher. But I prefer paying a little bit more for my phone. Even if you had excellent credit, you would still pay what I paid for my iPhone 4S. I think it was like $250 for my iPhone 4S 32 gig on AT&T because I had the 4S on AT&T. So imagine, and I had a contract, and it was only $400 to leave them. So I would pay them $400, and the phone was what, $600, $700, $800? I don't even remember how much was the 6S. I think it was around there. It was around $800 or $600. So basically, you would front them. You would give them $250 for the phone down, and then you were in a contract. But it's still cheaper because if you think about it, if we had contracts right now, I wouldn't have to pay off the phone. I would just have to pay off my contract. Let's say T-Mobile said, okay, well, you got to pay $500 for this contract. If you leave us in 2 years, you're going to pay $500. Fine with me. Because guess what? Now, this is a contract, but with a phone itself. You're not making a contract with T-Mobile. You're making a contract with T-Mobile on a phone that if you don't fully pay off your phone, whether it's $1,500, like mine's, well, $1,600 with taxes. My 17 Pro right now, right? I'm on a major contract because I'm paying $62.55 a month for 2 years. And if I don't pay that, then I get sent to collection and my credit gets ruined. So like right now with Boost Mobile, the situation that I'm going with Boost Mobile, guys, I still owe them $833 for the phone. Well, now less. I think it's $800, and because I paid $36 a month, so it's like $7 something. I owe them like $780 something right now. Yeah, like $796. Yeah, somewhere around like $796, roughly $796. Let's just say that. If there were been a contract with Boost Mobile, I wouldn't have to pay that. I would just pay them whatever they wanted, $400, $500, $600, and the phone was mine. And that's how it was back in the 90s. You paid off your contract, your phone was yours, whether it was a Motorola, whatever phone you had, iPhone, Android, from back before when there were contracts, because I think contracts ended like in 20, what was it? I can't even remember right when was it. I think in 2018 was when contracts ended, somewhere around there. Yeah, it was somewhere around there, around 2018 was that contracts ended. So I preferred contracts, guys, because you had a set price that you would pay, and then you could leave the company. Right now, you got to pay off your phone. They made it sound good. Oh, no long-term contracts. Yo, it's still a long-term contract. This is a contract. Do I got to pay off the phone before I can leave you guys? Yes. Okay, so this is a contract. And how much time do I got to pay off the phone? 2-3 years. Yeah, so this is a 2-year contract. This is a 3-year contract. So you're still under a contract. They just found a way to bamboozle and make your brain think that you're not under a contract. But yes, you are. You're under a contract. That's just like when you finance a car, you're under a contract. When you lease a car, you're under a contract. So it's the same shit. It's nothing diferente. Nothing diferente. Nothing different. It's the same shit. Only that this contract makes you pay more than the old contract. The old contract was 500, 300, 350. Verizon would charge you 350. T-Mobile would charge you 250. AT&T would charge you 4. Singular would charge you 4. Sprint would charge you 400. So you see, there was all different prices for every carrier when you were a postpaid customer. Not now. Now that you got to pay the full price of the phone in order to leave the carrier. You know what I'm saying? In order to leave the carrier. So now the contracts are way more expensive. And that's a fact. The contracts are a lot more expensive, guys. Because you're actually paying the full price. I mean, I don't know why people I don't get it. People crack me up sometimes. You read, you're not illiterate. You read, it says RAwTAlk, Tech and Mobile, Throwback Company. So what people would think that I'd be talking about right now? Speed testing? They come in here, stay for 2 minutes, and they leave like they didn't leave. That's crazy. But let me just, that just bothers me, guys. That's what I'm talking about. It bothers me. You read the title of a live stream, and you come in, and the person is talking about stuff from the 90s, and you sit here and leave. What you think throwback means? You remember Throwback Thursdays on Facebook? You look for your old picture from Trent High, from your high school or your college. Oh, this is a throwback. I took this back in 2002. That's what throwback means. Oh, I would buy. Hold on. I wouldn't not buy an iPhone because Apple will black my phone on my software upgrade that makes my phone perform. Oh nah, they stopped that, bro. That's old. You're talking about really old stuff. Joseph, they don't do that no more. They got a lawsuit because of that. You know, and I'm not even joking. I'm being dead serious. They got in a lot of trouble because of that when they were throttling the speeds of your phone so you will upgrade. Them days are over, Joseph. Them days are over. And I forgot there's a new update too. If you have an iPhone, is iOS. Oh, I don't have it. Oh no. Oh yeah, I do have it. No. Nothing came out yet. I don't know. These people be messing with developer edition of shit. I don't do. I'm on iOS 26 0.1, and the video I saw yesterday was iOS 0.1. So until they send me that update, I ain't downloading no freaking firmware and all this BS. That's trying to mess up your phone. I remember Sprint. What? Sprint Remax? Oh yeah, yeah. Sprint Remax. Yeah. I remember the Sanyo phones, bro. You remember the Sanyo phones from Sprint? The Sanyo phones? They were nice, man. Sanyo phones were really nice. They had the little walkie-talkie, bro. You remember that? The Sanyo phones that had the walkie-talkie? Woo! That was nice, man. Those were the days, man. Those were the days. Those were the days. So I'm telling you guys, man, we have come a long way from way back in the 90s to 2025. We're on upgraded to the max. To the max. Because remember, in the 1990s, I was watching a video. In the 1990s, there was 1G. 1G. And we are on 5G. And back in the 90s, it was 1G. 1G. It's just crazy how far we have gotten. Seriously, it's really crazy. is really crazy how far we have gotten. Really, really crazy. I'm looking for this video that I watched. Yes. Oh, here we go. Is it this one? Yeah. I like this YouTuber. He talks about. Yeah, I like the Motorola. HTC, yep. Yeah, the Blackberries too. Yeah, BlackBerry Messenger. I remember that, bro. I'm letting you guys hear this because I was watching this last night and Samsung already tested 6G, right? Because these, like he said, Samsung and Qualcomm are the ones who come out with 5G, 4G, and make these, not the companies, not the cell phone companies, but actually these manufacturers like Samsung and Qualcomm that have been around for ages. Okay, 6G is gonna let you're gonna have speeds of almost 1 terabyte. Listen to me. With 6G, you're almost gonna get, and that's only 5 years away. We're about to be in 2026, 4 years away from the 2030 century. Okay, and you're gonna be on. So imagine I'll be Jesus, 4 years from now. I'll be 48 years old. I'll be 48 years old by the time uh, 30, 2030 comes out. I'll be 48, almost 50. And we will be on 6G that's going to push 995 gigs down. Listen to what I'm saying. 995 gigs down. But I'm going to let you hear. I'm going to let you hear from him.
And yet, every single one of these cars has to be online. They have to be able to react to hazards in literally a split second. And the connection can't drop at all. Someone could die. So you need a reliable connection that's powerful enough to process the data from every single one of these cars like that. But to be fair, if you get there, things get juicy. Imagine a world where every car is fully aware of where every other car is. It would mean that when you're planning a route, instead of checking to see where current traffic jams are and trying to avoid them, your car could coordinate with every other car and make sure that nobody ever gets stuck waiting behind someone else. Or like, I talk a fair bit about how I think we're heading towards a mixed reality. Being able to just pop some glasses on or contact lenses that would allow you to see all the digital layers.
Cricket actually ran on the Sprint service, TJ.
Network that can support millions, if not billions of users sitting in the same shared augmented reality. Can you imagine the amount of data that we need to be synced instantly between devices? Besides, in the next 20 years, we're going to want data connection in the sea, the sky, and space. And current solutions just don't allow it. So you get the idea. To facilitate the next generation tech, we need the next generation of network. We need microsecond response times, not the milliseconds we're currently running. However, there's a problem. So you know how 4G can be a little bit patchy? You don't always get the signal. Well, that's because 4G waves can only travel about 10 miles. So if you're further than 10 miles away from a 4G cell tower, you're probably out of luck. And 5G made this problem worse. See, the only way they managed to deliver higher speeds is by using smaller, higher frequency waves. They're called millimeter waves because they're literally 1 to 10 millimeters. But because they're so small, they're also more easily blocked. I could have a perfect 5G signal accidentally step behind a tree, and it would just vanish. I'm acting like this is some sort of theoretical scenario. No, I've actually tried this. And so because of this problem, we can't rely on true 5G on its own. For starters, just to get it working in a city, you have to go from one big central tower with 4G to literally a tower on every street for 5G. Plus, there are high-profile leaders right now who are already saying that millimeter wave will never even reach most of the country. And so, these true 5G waves also have to be compensated with something called sub-6 waves. You could think of that as a bit like a 4.5G network. And on top of that, every 5G phone also has to be able to switch seamlessly between 5G, 4G, and 3G, because you will still need them. So, you can probably see where this is going. Even though 6G hasn't been finalized yet, it's looking like that to deliver the speeds we need for it, we might have to use smaller waves. The current top candidate is sub-millimeter waves, or terahertz waves, which, as you probably guessed, are a tenth of the size of 5G's millimeter waves. If we're going to get these millimeter waves beyond our cities, how are we going to cover the globe in sub-millimeter waves? You see the problem, right? We could start completely covering our skyline in cell towers. Maybe we could force all new buildings to start integrating 6G antennae into the architecture. Maybe we might even need to have 6G transmitters baked into home furniture. Because remember, these waves are so easily blocked, we probably wouldn't need multiple transmitters in our home. But even if we solve that problem, for 6G to bring the benefits that we want from it, it can't just be faster. It has to be all those other things as well. So, as well as suggesting the sub-millimeter wave technology, Samsung also suggested a couple of other pillar technologies to sit alongside it. They suggested, what if we take advantage of all the extra intelligence gained in the last 10 years by baking AI into 6G tech directly? Holy shit. The devices on 6G could automatically talk to each other and smartly manage data between them. Samsung also mentioned novel antenna technology, which I think is another way of saying we need a more efficient way to build our antenna, but we don't know what it is yet. Another option is maybe instead of having one cell tower that transmits and those devices that receive, to make each 6G device capable of being both a receiver and a transmitter. So you could have like a web of devices that are both receiving 6G, but also helping each other to connect to 6G. One thing that does kind of help this case is the fact that when 5G was built, it was built with the capacity to be upgraded. So it's possible that 6G can kind of use the existing towers and framework that was already been built, as opposed to starting from scratch. Anyways, my stance is that I think it's cool. I'm actually excited about this. If I had to guess though, I would say that we probably won't be able to keep up this rate to the new generation in 10 years. I would say that given the difficulties we're having with 5G, 6G won't be a viable replacement until 2035. But it's still good to know what we're working towards.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that's why I wanted you guys to hear this video. We're gonna get back to the live stream. It's this. He's talking about how 1G started and how far advanced we have come. And yeah, I remember cricket when it first came out, bro. TJ, cricket would run on Sprint. They would roam on Sprint. And BlackBerry Messenger used to be the shit, but now the shit is iCloud and RCS. So yeah, those are throwback technologies. Like I said before, the Motorola Star Trek that I showed you, that's like $500. Then we had the Samsung Memoir that looked like a camera that was $500, $600. So we got a lot of phones and a lot of things in the past. All these companies that were in the past, Altel, Sprint, that no longer exist. Of course, T-Mobile absorbed them. Can you guys believe at one point, right, when Obama was the president, Sprint had enough money to buy T-Mobile, and T-Mobile was going to sell to Sprint, but the FCC, the Democratic FCC, because it's true, it was under the Obama administration in in the second 4 years of his term. Sprint tried to buy T-Mobile, and the Democratic FCC and DOJ blocked. They said no. They said it was monopoly. That they weren't going to let it happen. So it didn't happen. So imagine back then, Sprint was going to absorb T-Mobile, and it was going to be called the new Sprint. And then when Donald Trump became the president in 2016, he said, screw it, let them merge. So he told the DOJ and the FCC to let them merge. So T-Mobile bought Sprint in like 2016. Let me see. Let me ask Siri. Hey Siri, when did T-Mobile buy Sprint?
T-Mobile acquired Sprint on April 1st, 2020. The merger was announced on April 29th, 2018. This answer is from Swapper.com and Wikipedia.
Thank you, Siri.
Of course.
I'm sorry, guys. All the phones. My 15 Pro was the first one to have augmented reality, and then the 16 Pro and the 17 Pro, of course, they're all three phones are going to cover shit. That's a given. So, as you guys heard, it started in 2018. So that was during Trump's first term, and then before he left the White House, they got to merge. So you see, I don't want nobody to get offended, none of my Trump, my Democrat supporters, but it's true. The Democrat, uh, the Democrats are more tough on mergers. They don't think it's a good thing. They think it's a bad thing. Republicans don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? The only people that the Democrats are scared of, whether there's a Democratic president or Republican president, it's this. Disney could get away with doing any type of monopoly. You think Disney buying Fox wasn't a monopoly? Yes, the hell it was. You think Disney um, buying Marvel and all this stuff is not a monopoly? Yes, the hell it was. And they let it go with no issues. They said, "Oh look, man, we don't want no beef with Disney. Let them have whatever the hell they want to have." But when it came to cell phone companies, they didn't want it. It was like a miracle that Verizon got to buy RAwTAlk, but that's because Bill Clinton was the president. And Bill Clinton was like the most Republican, Democratic president I've ever seen in my life. It was crazy. Like he let that merger go through. He let Verizon buy RAwTAlk back then. He let it go through. He said, "Yo," and he also let AT&T purchase Single back in the 90s. So he was one of my favorite presidents. One of my favorite presidents. So yeah, he let all that go. But then in the future, you told me Obama was like, "Oh hell to the nah." Joe Biden, "Oh hell to the nah." It would have been the same thing with Kamala Harris. If Kamala Harris would have been the president right now, the Democrats were holding 5G antennas for ransom. Like they weren't letting the technology be deployed. You guys got to remember, all this stuff has to do with politics. It is. It really does. Like these companies really gotta fund these governors' campaigns. Like right now, let's say if Verizon wanted to add more stuff in Trenton, they would go to one of the candidates, whether it was the Republican, the dude, or the chick, and be like, "Yo, I'll give you like 500,000 towards your run if you let me add these antennas right here once you become mayor." Yeah, 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 of course. Give me that 500,000. Give him 500,000, and yo, you be quiet. He could put that tower on top of your house. And that's how it goes, guys. Everything has to do with politics. I mean, I don't want to offend nobody, but you really don't know your research. If you really think that they put these towers wherever the hell they want to, and they don't pay off the governor or the what do you call that in Spanish? In English, I forgot what it's called. Not the governor, the other person, the person that runs your city, the mayor, the mayor. If you think that'll pay off the governor of your state and the mayor, you're sadly wrong. T-Mobile has done it, Verizon has done it, AT&T has done it. Come on, man. Told you guys, I talk to people higher ups, man. I talk to higher ups from these companies, and they're like, "Yeah, I did. I funded this person's campaign, which I'm not gonna say who it was, and that's why I got to put towers here." So that's what I'm saying. Everything has to do with politics. So don't believe that shit, you know? Because then you could, yeah. I'll ask you this question, okay? So why is it that while Obama, I mean, Joe Biden was the president, none of this 5G was being rolled out the way it is being rolled out right now? They wasn't even trying to let Elon Musk put that shit up in the air, and that's his own damn money, his own satellites. You feel me? Like that's why he became Donald Trump's buddy. Donald Trump don't care. Donald Trump's like, yeah, put that shit wherever the hell you want to put that shit. Hover that shit over the sun. We all know that I'm being sarcastic. The sun will melt the shit out of that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm being just sarcastic. It's a known fact. It's not conspiracy theories. It's a known fact that when a Democrat is in the House, they are more stricter when it comes to 5G rollouts, to mergers, and a whole bunch of shit. They block a lot of things when it comes to tech. They block a lot of things. A lot of things. And it's a fact that Republicans don't give a shit. Go ahead, man. Put that shit there. I don't care. How much you say you gonna give me to run my campaign? 250 grand. Word. Now Democrats don't care. Democrats are like, now, not now, no. Yo, I'll give you $1 million now. I said now. You are not putting that tower here. I don't care. And that's what it was. So that's all I'm telling you guys. And that's a known fact. That is definitely a known fact. A known fact. Oh shit. But yeah, So like I said, that's why I say Bill Clinton was, the most Republican president and being a Democratic president ever. Because he let all this shit go down. If it would have been Mr. Joe Biden or if Kamala Harris had her way or it would have been Obama, hell, none of these mergers would have been. We still would have probably had 6 companies. You know? If, let's say, for the last decade, all the presidents that would have won would have been Democrat, we still would have been stuck on 4G. 4G LTE. Yo, China's on 10G. Okay, we don't care. Can you open up your Facebook? Can you do FaceTime? Yeah. Okay, then shut the hell up. We're not worrying about China's on 10. They could be in 50G. We're in the United States of America. Here, we don't care about that stuff. And that's how Democrats do. They don't really care about technology. What are they doing? Complaining about AI. AI is going to ruin people's brains. It's going to take over your brain. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So, Republicans are more lenient towards land shit. That's all I'm saying. That's the whole debate with technology. You know, the Republicans are more lenient to letting mergers go through. The Democrats no, they don't. Like homie don't play that shit. Ain't merging nothing. You ain't merging nothing. I said no. You ain't merging nothing. And that's what happened. They say no, it's no. The merger does not go through. Your merger has been denied. And that is a fact. That is not fiction. That is a fact. Which is sad. You know, to some people that is super sad. You know what I'm saying? But it's true. It's sadly true. So I'm kind of glad we had mixtures in the last decades of, Republican and Democrat presidents because, the Democrat presidents, you know, didn't allow something and the Republican president did. They said, you know what, fuck that, man. I run the show here. I am going to do this. It's whatever I say. You know, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Oh, shoot. Pay this. Let me pay this. Get out there. Final payment. Completely paid off. That's right. So I just paid off this piece of crap computer, guys. That's what I was doing. Just to let you know, I was paying off this piece of crap computer. Happy Halloween, Alex. Happy Halloween to you too, man. Appreciate it, bro. Happy Halloween to you too. Companies is a good thing. I know, Bursty. I know it is. Just saying. Yeah, I mean, guys, nowadays these cell phone companies are not a privilege, is a necessity. Like it no longer is you having a cell phone being a status of you having wealth. It's a necessity. It's a necessity. Alex, do you have a wife? No. Well, according to Donald Trump and the law that he passed before the government shutdown, after August, if you've been living with somebody for more than 5 years, you are legally married without getting married. So, according to Donald Trump, I guess I am. I guess I am. According to Donald Trump, I guess I am. Since my homie had cricket way back in the day when it was owned by Sprint. No, I don't think that. I don't think Sprint ever owned cricket, bro. To be completely honest, TJ, I think they just had a roaming agreement. I mean, I could be mistaken, but as far as I knew, Cricket was his own company. They wasn't owned by nobody. And then AT&T merged. Thank you for sharing. No problem, no problem. What's up, Carlton? What's up, bro? Long time no see. Oh yeah, bro. Oh man. Yeah, I was reading up on that new bill, man. That new bill has great things. Seriously. I won't get taxed on my overtime at McDonald's anymore. You won't get taxed on your tips. When I tip you, like let's say when I tip a waiter, they won't get taxed when they take it out my card. So the bill has a lot of great things, man, for working citizens like myself and you guys that work, and even for people that get Social Security. He was going to increase the Social Security. The bill even talks about increasing the Social Security, and also creating a what do you call that? A budget for food stamps. Like a budget. You know what I'm saying? So the bill's not all bad like people say. Like, oh, okay. The bill's not all bad. I was doing my research. The bill's not. The bill is, improving healthcare, forcing the big pharma to drop down the price on your medicine. You know what I'm saying? So the bill is something important. Real ones know about health plans. Hold on. Yeah, yeah, broski. So what's up, Carlson? How was your day, broski? Happy Halloween. But yeah, guys, look, we have gone a long way from you know free nights and weekends to unlimited everything. And like I said, back with Singular, I was paying 120. With Sprint, I was paying 130. And I had, like I told you guys, well, after they put free nights and weekends on Sprint because T-Mobile was like the first company to do it, to be honest. And then everybody rolled the wagon. T-Mobile was the first one to have free nights and weekends because that's how T-Mobile started. When they bought freaking voice stream. Voice stream used to have like 1,000 daytime minutes and like 4,000 night and weekend. Okay, and when T-Mobile bought them out, T-Mobile Dutch comp, T-Mobile Europe bought voice stream. They made it free nights and weekends. And Verizon didn't have free nights and weekends back then. AT&T didn't have free nights and weekends back then. T-Mobile was the one who started it. T-Mobile was the one who started it. And if we want to go even back further, AT&T and Verizon are some of the oldest companies. Like I showed you guys, they were called Bell Atlantic. They started with house phones. T-Mobile is the only carrier in the United States of America, the great country we live in, that's solely a mobile carrier and always has been a mobile carrier. Verizon, AT&T, Bell Atlantic house phones. Sprint, Sprint house phones. You get what I'm saying? They're the only truly company that's a mobile company and always has been a mobile company. It's T-Mobile. It's T-Mobile. Do you get health insurance with McDonald's? No, because I don't work for McDonald's, bro. I mean, I work at McDonald's. I don't work for McDonald's. So I work for a security company that that um that has the contract with the McDonald's. So I work for a security company. I don't work for McDonald's. Crazy. When I was going in my rants about Democrats, people would try to get me fired. I'm not ever coming to this McDonald's because Alex worked here. They can't get me fired because I work at McDonald's. I don't work for McDonald's. So I'm not a liability to McDonald's. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I don't work for it. I don't work for it. I just work. I'm just figuring myself. I work for a security company. That's good. So it's just crazy, guys. T-Mobile is the only true mobile carrier. Because, like I said, AT&T and Verizon were one company back in like 1970. Like I said, they were Bell Atlantic, and then the shareholders got into an argument, and they split up. They split up. They was like, "Well, I'm gonna call my side AT&T," and then the other side, "Well, I'm gonna call myself Verizon," and they split up. But back in the day, Verizon and AT&T were the biggest threat. They had landlines all over the United States of America. They had landlines all over the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? So it was. I'm happy to be raised in the '90s. I was happy. Back in the '90s, freaking everything. We had the dollar money. A Big Mac was only what, $2.50. A Big Mac right now is $6.40. Gas was like $1.25, $1.25 a gallon. And in some good days, you might even get it for 80 cents a gallon in the 90s. So imagine, like, the 90s were the shit, guys. The 90s. A lot of people are copying the style from the 90s, guys. Like, I used to wear really baggy jeans in the 90s. I was a size 32 and I would wear a size 40 because the jeans were wider. And now, the youth is copying that style. So me working at McDonald's, not working for McDonald's, I tell the kids, I'm like, yo, right. I show them a picture of me when I was younger. Oh shit, bro, this picture says 1990. Yep, 1996. So you see, when I was 14, I was rocking these baggy jeans that you're rocking them right now. So this ain't not new. This is new to you, not new to me. I was doing this before you were born. So it's all these styles, throwback styles that are coming back. I'm not really into it. I don't want to. I'm not fucking. I'm not that young. I'm not gonna sit here and wear some baggy ass jeans. I'll stick to my slim skinny or skinny. That's it. I'm not going back to super baggy jeans. I don't like it. 2007, the phone service in okay. Verizon had a strong chokehold on the landline stuff. So Verizon was first a landline company, and then they did business to become a mobile company. The same thing with Sprint. The same thing with AT&T. They were all landline companies. They even had AT&T payphones. A lot of you guys don't know what payphones are. Look up my video on here. I recorded a payphone. I got the payphone here. I mean the video. I'm showing the payphone on YouTube. Yep. A lot of the payphones were either AT&T, Verizon, or Sprint. Please enter 5 cents for the next minute. They were like 5 cents a minute. Then they were 10 cents a minute. Then they were 25 cents a minute. Then there were 50 cents unlimited. You know what killed the payphones? The cell phones. Metro and Cricket. Well, Metro was here first with Cricket. Metro killed the payphone because Metro was so affordable. It was just like people were like, "Wow, $40 a month, unlimited everything." So you didn't have to go to the payphone. When I was growing up in the 90s, guys, I didn't, I had T-Mobile, but it was prepaid. So I still had to use a payphone. So I had a pager. I had a pager. A pager. I was getting beat. I lost my pager. If not, I will show it to you guys. It was cool to see through. You can see like the internal parts of it. So I had a pager. People would page me. They would text me through the pager. It would say, please call Edwin. Okay, no problem. I couldn't text the person back. Yo, bro, you page me? Yeah, man. What's up, man? What you doing tonight? Nah, man. I just got off the Burger King. I did work at Burger King. I just got off the Burger King. What's up? You trying to hit up the club in Philly? Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to go to Philly. All right, man. I'll be there in 20 minutes. All right, bro. I'll pay you 911 when you need to be outside. All right, all right. Peace. Boom. 911. I know the person was there. I go outside. So, you know, the companies were different back in the early 90s, like I said. In the 80s, they were all house landline companies. So T-Mobile is a true wireless mobile service. And now, of course, they started venturing into houses with their, T-Mobile home internet. So they started venturing, what I'm saying? So we had a mixture on this last thing. We talked about, you know, I mean, I like the BlackBerry. I use BlackBerry Messenger a lot. But I also wanted you guys to hear about 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G that we're on now. And then 6G in 2030. So the evolution of cell phones, basically. You know, the evolution of cell phones. Oh shit! Did my? Oh yeah, it did. So I'm gonna be dropping a video, just to let you guys know at 12 a.m. Saturday, November 1st. The year is almost over. The year's almost over, guys. Thank you to the three people that are still watching. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. So it is crazy, guys. The year is almost over. The year's almost over. It is crazy, crazy. But yeah, I wanted to do one last the last live stream of October 31st of 2025. This year went too fast, guys. Let's be honest. I'm serious. Like getting older sucks, guys. I'm serious. I be having problems now. Like I can see good, but in reality, like some small print, I used to see it perfect when I was still in my 30s. Now that I'm in my 40s, I gotta like look at it real good, and you know, the age is catching up to me, guys. The age is definitely catching up to me. The 40s are hitting me hard. I might look young, but still old as hell. Seriously, seriously. You know, like when I used to be on EBT and all the types of would go to the store, people would look at me different. So, oh yeah, I went through that, man. My mom had to go on food stamps when I was younger, bro. I was younger. And back in the '90s, you didn't have an EBT card. That's luxury. You had the actual food stamp money. The paper was green, the other one was brown, the other one was blue, and they caught me with a pamphlet in the trash. And the teacher embarrassed the shit out of me. That's why I despise that teacher. I still remember her last name, Mrs. Alexander. She had my first name as a last name, and she was like, "Oh, who threw this food stamp thing in the garbage?" And I was like, "You dirty biatch." That's what went through my head. And she said, Alexander, did you put this in the garbage?" I'm like, "Yeah, what about it?" And the kids started laughing. And ever since that, I hated her guts, guys. I hated her with a passion that you guys don't even understand. And I'm being that serious. I hated her for doing that to me, for putting me on blast. Like, because that's what that is, putting somebody on blast. Like, why would you embarrass a kid like that? Like, mind your business. Don't worry about it. Okay, I threw it in the trash. What about it? She was like an evil person. And I hated her. I hated her. That's what I'm saying. I had traumatic moments growing up. Like, I hated her so much, guys. I would hide under the table and let her listen to her. And I'm not even joking. I'm not embarrassed with her. Because she always did stuff to belittle me in class. Belittle me in class. Like, my friends that went to school with me, they remember. They was like, Alex hated Mrs. Alexander. Imagine, I'm 43 and I still remember the bitch's name. That's how much trauma she caused me in my life. And she's got to be like, maybe like 80 years old. So God says I have to forgive her, even though she didn't say I'm sorry. So I'll forgive you, Mrs. Alexander. But I won't forget what the hell you did to me. Imagine, I'm fucking 43 and this shit happened when I was like 6 years old. I remember this shit like it was yesterday. You know? So that's why, as parents, you need to pay attention to, what's going on in your kid's school with the teachers and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's really important. Because, like I said, Mrs. Alexander cost me a lot of fucking trauma. She really did by doing that. All the kids laughing at me. Oh, Alex's mom is poor. She got food stamps and teasing the shit out of me. And so I punched one of them in the mouth, and then they stopped teasing me. So that's exactly what I did. Punched one of them in the mouth. They left me alone after that. But back in the day, you would get bullied. I dealt with a lot of bullying. Yeah. And then they knew. They'd be like, yo, let's check on Alex about his mom getting food stamps. You want to get punched in the mouth like Lewis got punched in the mouth? Oh no, he doesn't go like that. He's like mention his mom getting food stamps. So they already knew. They already knew I was important. I was punching first and asking questions later. So like I said, she had a you know she created trauma in my life, guys. She created trauma in my life. And it's sad, but I'm older now. So, yeah, shit happens, bro. Shit happens. Shit. Gotta let it go, guys. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. So I'm done. You feel me? Done, guys. I'm done. Done. I'm over here paying my partner card and shit. Multiple payments. Yeah. Yep. Right credit card. Boom. Your payment has gone through. You better decide to stupid. Oh, nothing good. That's crazy. Klarna's a tech giant and it's owned by a whole other country. And I never knew that. That's just, it blows my mind. You should have asked your principal to be transferred to a different classroom. I know, but back then I wasn't thinking about that, Joseph. I wish. But another reason why, bro, is because I had a lot of my best friends there. And they would tell her, stop being mean to her, mean to Alex. And they would tell the kids, who cares, man? Your mom get food stamps too. Just because she didn't find your little thing in the garbage. Like I said, so, kids, just kids have always been cool. It's nothing new. The only thing that is different is that you got to teach your kids not to be bullies because the kids nowadays, you know, might come back and shoot up the whole school, or your kid bullying their kid, or they might commit suicide. So I give thanks to God because this is serious. I give thanks to God that I've been a strong-willed person. Like my soul is strong. My soul is strong. I got a strong soul. So I never, through all that bullying from the teacher, I never thought about suicide or anything like that. Thanks God. But other kids, nowadays are different. They get bullied and they go to the principal. The principal doesn't do shit. Like in California, how many kids they haven't taken their lives in the last 10 years? You know, um, Netflix got a lot of hate for the 13 Reasons Why, but shit like that really happens, and I think that 13 Reasons Why opened a lot of eyes to parents that their kids are bullies, and opened a lot of eyes for parents that weren't keeping check of the kids. You know, like the kids in my school. I mean, in my daughter's school, they fear me, so they know not to mess with my daughter. They fear me because they touch my daughter, I'm gonna forget that I'm a security officer, and you know I'm gonna beat the shit out of the kid and the father. And that's just me being bullied honest. I don't play that shit. Don't touch my face. That shit's gonna give me PTSD, and there's a wrap, you know. So I'm glad that they care. They tell my daughter, oh, your dad's a security officer. Oh, okay. You don't have to mess with you. Damn skippy, you don't have to mess with her. But that shit, don't touch my kid. I don't even hurt my kid. Have somebody else's kid beating on my kid. You know, it's crazy, really crazy. It's like my son. My son went through bullying like 3 years ago. He's 18 right now. He was 15 at the time. I was buying him stuff, and the two little boys hated on him because they couldn't afford the shit that I was buying my son. So they would break his shirt, his Tommy Hilfiger shirts that I bought him. They would break his. They would step all over his Jordans, his LeBrons that I bought him. So one day he got tired, and his mom's. I don't remember if it was her brother or her dad left the safe left the safe unlocked for the gun, and my son took the gun to school. And thanks God he didn't do nothing with it, but he took it to school. And he was like, "Trust me now, and you'll see what's gonna happen to you too. Trust me." And thanks God, the kids didn't how you call that? Like they didn't push his buttons. Is what I'm trying to say. Because right now my son would have been locked up for murdering two kids. So that's what I'm saying. The new generation is different, guys. I never took it that way. I just when I finally got tired, I punched it. I beat up my bullies. That's exactly what I did in high school. I'm not even joking with you guys. Everybody except one person, and I forgave him. He like last 2 years ago, he came up to me. He was like, "Look, Alex, I'm sorry for all the bullying I did to you in high school. I want to apologize, and I hope you accept my apology." We hugged it out. I'm that serious because I don't hold grudges. We hugged it out, and it's just to show you, you gotta keep, you gotta communicate with your kids, and if they're being bullied like my son was, or your daughter, you need to go to the school and you need to talk to the principal and the vice principal, whoever the hell else you need to talk to. And if they threaten you with the cops, I don't give a fuck. We're gonna talk about this situation. You're gonna get this little asshole or this little bitch to stop beating on my kid, or we're gonna have problems. And it's over. I'm serious. I don't play that. Like that's why they kicked my daughter out of the other school because she was being bullied, and I told the principal I was gonna beat the shit out of her if she didn't do nothing. And that's just facts. We can't sit here and have our kids dying because of somebody else's kids' mental issues. And my dad wasn't in my life, so I gotta bully your kid. And I tell you this because that's what my bullies told me. And I told them, that's not my fault. And a lot of them became my best friends, like I said. And they would tell me. One of them recently, I seen him like back in the summer, and I was like, "Yo, James, why did you bully me?" And he was like, "Because my mom was locked up for killing my dad, and me bullying you, I guess, made me feel better back then. But then when you punched me in my mouth and almost knocked me out, that made me realize that you wasn't a punk. You told me that you were just not hitting me because you're not a person that likes violence." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." And I have to wait till James to sit down because this dude is 6'9.5", so he's taller than LeBron, almost a 7 footer, and I'm only 5'10". So imagine how the hell I gotta jump. I gotta jump like Street Fighter and do like, "All you can," punch and shit like Roman Reigns. I would have to do like a Superman punch. But all jokes aside, I waited till he sat down because he spilled ketchup on my shirt, and I punched him like 3 times in the face. And he was in shock. He went, "Oh shit, like, the hell did Alex do?" And ever since then, we became best friends. So that's what I'm saying. Like you guys can understand that when you're a single parent, right? Like I was, okay. I raised my daughter. I got full custody of my 25-year-old when she was 3 years old. Her mom decided to be a wife instead of a mom. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna go into too much details about my personal life. I'm just gonna say that. And she gave me full custody of her. You think my daughter is not hurt that her mom wasn't in her life? Yeah. Thanks God, my daughter never bullied nobody else's kids though. That's one thing she did not do. She didn't take out her frustrations and anger of her mom not being in her life and, and took it out on other kids, just like me. My dad was never there for me. You know, statistics say that it's mostly um, black parents that are not there for their kids, but there's plenty of Puerto Ricans, of white parents, Puerto Rican parents. I don't give a shit. Guatemalans. It's that don't that were raised without a father, and that is a fact. Whether the person got locked up or they decided to leave their mom, you're still being raised by your mom. And sometimes dads could be spiteful, like my dad. My dad was spiteful because my mom didn't want to be with him, and he didn't want nothing to do it. He said, if we don't get back together, your son is dead. That's what he told me. Your son is dead. So he's never been there for me. So that's why I try to give my kids all the attention and all that they want. Try to spend time with them. You know, like I said, I'm going to Philly on Tuesday for my grandson's birthday. So I'm gonna be spending time with my daughter and my son because they live together. So I'm gonna be spending time with them. Just because my son is 18 and my daughter's 20 doesn't mean they don't leave me in their life. Of course, they text me like that. How you doing? Are you feeling okay? How's work? You know what I'm saying? Just because your kids get older don't mean shit. Even my 25-year-old, she was like, Dad, can you come downstairs and we're watching movies together? Yeah. Even she wants me to spend time with her. And she sees me every day. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to keep an eye on your kids, guys. Majority of the people that watch me are around my age. I've been keeping track of who's watching me on YouTube. YouTube video. It'll show me, not YouTube video. Yeah, YouTube video. It'll show me what age demographic are watching my live stream. So you guys got kids, so you got to keep an eye on your kids. You got to make sure that your kid is not being bullied, and you also got to make sure your kid is not bullying somebody else's kid. You get what I'm saying? Because my son bringing his grandfather's gun to school 2 years ago was a real eye opener. That, like I said, I think the kids didn't proceed and say, I ain't scared of no gun. I'll punch you in your face right now like I did last time and give you a black eye. Because he was shot. He would have shot. So you really gotta pay attention to your kids and make sure that you know at all times what's going on. Ask them when they get back from school, like, yo, how you feeling? How's school going? Is everything okay? You can talk to me. If somebody's doing something to you, always let me know. Don't hold it back. I'm not gonna get mad at you. Uh, and if he says, well, I don't want you to go to the school because that's gonna make it worse. So you gotta go to the school regardless. Shit. You're not gonna let your kid commit suicide or take somebody else innocent people's lives because of being bullied in school. You gotta actually go to the principal and be like, yo, this is what's going on. You need to talk to this kid's parents, and if you see it in a damn camera, he needs to be expelled. On jokes aside, there's no reason why bullies should be allowed in school with other kids that they're like bullying. Like to me, those are terms to be expelled. You know, and I feel like the schools are not doing it. The little boy that was mixed, he was white and black. His mom was white, his dad was black. The one that I told you guys that he hung himself. I started crying because on YouTube it shows the videos of the other two little black boys bullying him. He was in line to go to lunch and it punched him in the stomach. He would go to the bathroom, and when he would come out, his face would be all red. He had finger marks in his face like if they were smacking him, and he got so sick and tired of it. And the security guards seeing that shit, because they got security guards in that school, they should be fired. Their license should be revoked. I cannot sit here and be a security officer at McDonald's when I have all these different kids from different schools, middle school, high school, and even, 5, like 8 and 9 year olds, and I see somebody being bullied, and I'm not gonna sit there. Like yesterday, these boys were trying to bully these Hispanic boys. Right? They're like, "Oh, you should give me some of your points and da da da." I'm like, "Bro, what did I just tell you? If you're not buying them, you leave them. You don't even know them. They don't even go to Trent High. You guys go to Trent High. They're in middle school. Leave them alone. Leave them alone, or I'm gonna ban you, and you won't be here anymore. And if I find out that you're bullying him out of there, outside of here, I will be calling the cops. I will be letting the cops know that come here when I'm working, that what you're doing, to see if you won't get in trouble for being an older person picking on a younger person and telling a younger person to buy you food when you should have money. How old are you? 17? Yeah, you should have a damn job. And what he did, he stopped bullying him. Today he came by. He didn't say nothing to the boy. The boy didn't say nothing to him. They got their food and left. So that's what I'm saying. So you're as parents, people really need to stop paying attention to the kids, man. Then something happened to your son, and oh my God, Keith was a great boy. Johnny was a great boy. Yeah, they were great boys, but they were over here bullying people and taking people's money. But they were great boys. Come on. What's the whole point of you having a child if you're not going to take care of it? I don't hear no damn excuses. My mom didn't care that my dad was never there for me. She was always there for me. She always taught me what was right from wrong. Don't bully other kids. Don't do this. Don't do that. And she was always on top of me. She still worries about me. I'm 43. I'll take too long to come back from McDonald's and she's calling me. Like, why you're not home yet? Mom, I'm chilling. And I'm 43. So how the hell my 83-year-old mom can worry about a 43-year-old man, but yet your kids are teenagers and you don't even know if they're smoking weed? That's just beyond me. That is just crazy. Parents need to be more like that. You need to understand God gave you this privilege, take advantage of it. Not everybody is fortunate to have kids. Most of Americans have to sit here and adopt kids because they can't have them. They can't have them. And that you could bring a beautiful human life to the world, you sit here and don't care about it. I don't really care. Then when something happened to them, that's when you want to care. Oh my God, my son didn't deserve to end up in the hospital. Like the little black boy in California that beat up this 69-year-old lady for no reason. And the firemen just went in on him. He was like in critical condition. He had a concussion. He had both of his eyes closed. And the mom was like, "Oh, the firemen need to go to prison." No, the hell they not. They don't need to go nowhere. You should be paying attention to your son. And if he would have never beat up a defenseless Chinese old woman, then he would have never ended up in the hospital. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. You don't need a guidebook to know how to be a freaking parent. Because if you don't know how to be a parent, then you shouldn't be a father or a mother. You should have never had kids. And that's a fact. If you don't know how to be a parent, then you should have never had kids. It's not, oh, my son is 16, he could fend for himself. That's dumb as hell. The mother of, because she's not my baby mom, she takes care of my kids. The mother of my kids in Philadelphia know where they're at all times. I like to give my son space because he's already an adult. He's 18. He be chilling with his girls. So I'll give him the space, but I'll text him here and there and like, Alex, where you at? Oh, no, Dad, at my girlfriend's house. Oh, okay. At what time you going home? Oh, later, around 11. Okay, be safe. Yeah, yeah, I got the bike. All right. No, just because my son is 18, my daughter's 20, my other one's 25, doesn't mean I'm not going to worry about it. When Indiana's 25, and when she leaves, I call her. Like, where you at? Oh, I'm at the park with my friend. Oh, okay. When you coming home? Later. Okay. I worry. I'm supposed to worry regardless. So if I'm worried about my kids that are 18 and above, and of course Juju as well. Juju's only 13. She's gonna be 14 actually around the corner. My teenager. I'm not. You're not gonna worry about your teenagers. Like, that's just crazy. I know this went from a whole tech thing to a whole other thing, but it's true. I feel like this is something that needs to be talked about. You need to pay attention to your kids. You need to know what the hell your kids are doing. You need to know if they're doing fucking fentanyl. You feel me? Your kid dies from a fentanyl overdose. Hell, if I knew he was doing fentanyl with his friends, like what the hell? Yo, I swear to God, when I see them commercial, the people in the news, well, I didn't know Johnny was doing fentanyl. That just burns me up inside. I wish I could go through TV and just smack her into 2026. Because people like that are the ones who don't deserve to be friends. People that don't give a shit about their kids. So if you don't give a shit about kids, then don't have them. You're not forced. You chose to do that. You chose to get pregnant. You chose to have the baby. Because it's crazy. It is really crazy. When you sit here and talk, look, and this is gonna be really I call that controversial, but I don't really shit. It's the truth. Um, when women have abortions, it's pro-life. When a man doesn't want to take care of his kid, it's not called pro-life. It's called we're suspending your driver's license in the state of New Jersey. I'm talking about. We're suspending your driver's license. We're suspending your gun permit. We're suspending your security officer license, and you're going to prison. But yet, when a woman decides, oh my God, no, I've been pregnant. I don't think this is going to work out. I'm going to go take this baby out. She gets a slap on the wrist and, oh, yeah, do you feel better? Does your stomach hurt? Did we clean out the baby right? Yeah, everything was good. Here goes some painkillers, and here goes some night off just in case your period drops afterwards. And it's called pro life. But yet, when a guy doesn't want to take care of his kid, he loses his career, he loses everything. Everything. Like in the state of New Jersey, if you're a police officer and you don't pay your child support, they will take your license away from being a police officer. You could lose your career as a fireman, as a police officer, as any career you can have. If you're a lawyer, you're going to lose your license. If you're a prosecutor, if you're a judge, any career you can have, you will lose everything for child support. But yet, a woman could go and get pregnant because she wanted to, but she didn't want to use condoms, and she thought he was the love of her life, and the dude ended up being a loser, and now any excuse and go have an abortion. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because if I gotta sit here and pay child support because I lose my livelihood, then yeah, you need to suffer the same shit. You need to go through, have the kid, and be responsible. It's not the baby's fault. He didn't ask the baby onto the birth. You're the one who decided to lay down and have a kid with a loser. That's your personal problem. That's not the baby's problem. Because, like I said, there's plenty of women and men that can't have kids. And there's dirty motherfucking bitches that are sitting here having abortions. And yes, to me, you're a dirty motherfucking bitch. I'm not talking about when you're SA. I'm talking about when you're in love. Supposedly, he's the love. John, Edwin, Michael, James, LeBron. They're the loves of my life. I want to have a baby with him. And then the dude ends up being something you thought he was not. That totally different than when he said on Tinder. Because these females are getting pregnant from niggas on Tinder, dudes on Facebook, and all of the above. And then they want to say, I'm getting an abortion because he's not what his profile said. The stupidity just over, goes over my head. I just can't understand it. I just can't understand it. And then females are worse than men. Females are worse than men. I took 2 years as friends with my girlfriend, my fiance, my wife, whatever you want to call it. Now Donald Trump says if you're together for a long time, then you're married. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. It is definitely crazy. Definitely crazy. So you can't just sit here and be like, oh no, well, he wasn't the right one, so that's why I got an abortion. But yeah, a guy can't say, well, she wasn't the right one, and I don't want to take care of this baby because he'll lose his whole livelihood. It's crazy. That's why Donald Trump made in the new bill. Well, he already passed the law that if she gets caught doing something, you don't got to pay child support anymore. If you have evidence, and you don't got to pay back child support, none of that shit. He made it even, and now females are mad. Oh, bitch, you've been able to get an abortion for years now, and get rid of the baby. So now you're upset. No, study the person, get to know them, get in a serious relationship, know that you both want the same thing, and then it happens. And then it happens. Don't sit here and have kids with losers. Because I got three different mothers of my kids, of my four kids, and none of them could call me a loser. None of them, because I'm there for my kids. Always there for my kids. You need something? Oh, Dad, can you cash at me $50? Yeah. Dad, can you cash at me 150? Yeah. Feel me? I'm there for my kids. Even if I can't physically be there all the time, when they need something, if they need to talk to me, Dad, I need to talk to you. I'm stressed out about school, like my son recently. I need to talk to you and stuff. Hey, call me. You can call me anytime, buddy. I'm not working at bars no more. I get off at work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Whenever you want to call me, you can call me. You know I love you. I'm here for you, son. And that's what you're supposed to do. You feel me? I despise women, like I said, that never got essayed and had like 60,000 abortions just because they wanted to. Well, he wasn't the right one, girl. Keisha, are you serious? Yeah, man. Stephanie, are you serious? Jessica, are you serious? These are all women. I'm not singling nobody out. It's every race of women. Whenever they get upset and they feel like, oh my God, this is gonna happen. I got a friend that I'm not her friend, but she heard me talk about this on YouTube, and she's like, "You're a dick, Alex. You're a dick." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And she's my wife friend. Well, like I said, we're not friends. This bitch had 7 abortions, and she better give things to God that she was still able to have 2 more kids because now she's married with her husband, and she had 2 more kids that God let her have after having 7 abortions, just because the dude that she was with, he's still my boy, didn't want to have kids with her, and she kept lying to him and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm on birth control, so you don't got to use protection." He's like, "You sure? Yeah, okay." And then she's like, "Psych, I'm pregnant." Well, I don't want to be with you. And what she did went to what's that called? The- that clinic women go to. I forgot what it's called. Went over there and said, "Yeah, I want an abortion." And I don't understand how these abortion clinics allow that shit. I guess because the insurance pays for it, so they're like, fuck it, I want money. Me myself, I wouldn't work in an abortion clinic. That's against me and my religion, which I'm not the holiest Christian ever. But when I went to church, I was Christian. So I'm against that. You feel me? You're bringing a life to this world and then taking them out because you feel like the relationship is just not built on stone. That's just crazy. And like I said, Jessica had 7 abortions. And of course, Jessica's not with her real name. I'm just saying Jessica. Jessica had 7 abortions just because my boy didn't want to be with her. And she kept lying to me saying she was on birth control. So you see what I'm talking about? They take it as a fucking joke. Like it's taking lives. That's 7 lives. 7 beautiful babies that could have been born. And she took their lives because she didn't want to be. I mean, if you want to have a kid and you're significant, look, I'm gonna give you guys advice. I do this on Twitter, on TikTok, and Snapchat a lot, and that's why on Snapchat I got almost 6,000 followers. On TikTok, my followers dropped from what was it, 32,600 to 26,200. So it's like 7,000, because I said I was Republic. So that 7,000 were all Democrats. So they got mad at me, and they don't they don't follow me. That's the thing. They don't follow me. Whatever. But anyway, back to the point of what I was saying. If you're in a relationship, and I'm being dead serious, if you're in a relationship right now and you're watching this, or you watch this on the replay, listen to me. A kid is not gonna hold you with that person. If they already fell out of love with you, if they're not showing you the same attention, if they're not telling you I love you, If they're not trying to spend time with you, if they're not dedicating time with you, it's because they don't care about you. So most of the time when you get cheated on, it is your fault because you see these red flags. She's acting different. He's acting different. He comes from work. He's cold. He doesn't want to kiss me. He doesn't want to lay next to me. He just goes to sleep. She goes to sleep. She doesn't even want to play PlayStation with me anymore. She doesn't want to watch movies with me no more. I told her let's go eat some red lobster. She don't want to eat red lobster. He doesn't want to eat red lobster. Those are all red flags. The person doesn't want to be with you. So don't think that by you having a kid with that person is gonna regrow the bond because that doesn't always work. Right now it's working because one of my best friends was like, "Yo, I'm gonna break up with her, Alex." Da 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 da. And she got pregnant, and they just had a baby, and the baby's 3 months old. And he's like, "Oh my God, I fell in love with her again, Alex." I'm like, "I told you." The same thing happened with me and my youngest mom, my Juju's mom. I had fell out of love with her. You feel me? I didn't feel the same way. I hardly kissed her. I made it really. I was a real dickhead back then. I was and I really didn't deserve it to be honest. You know. So when she had the baby, it made us stronger. But then I went back to my old ways of being a douche, and I ended up single, depressed, and contemplating suicide. That was the only time I contemplated suicide. When me and her broke up after being 9 years ago, I was gonna jump off the bridge, and I'm not even joking. I'm being dead serious. I contemplated jumping off the bridge because my depression was so bad. Because the guilt, you know what I'm saying? When you do grimy shit, like I never cheated on her, but I would talk to other girls and they would send me naked pics and all this shit. And she caught one of the girls telling me she loved me, and she said that's when she fell out of love with me. And in order to be in a relationship with somebody, you got to be in love with that person. You can't just love that person. You got to be in love with that person in order to have a good bond and want to be with that person, want to watch movies, go out on dates and so forth. So that's really important. When you start falling out of love, you might as well tell that person, like, look, I don't feel the same way towards you. Um, it's you and me. It's these arguments. And listen, nothing is going to kill your love faster than arguing about petty shit. I don't like arguing. I really don't. I hardly argue. I hate arguing. Arguing is not my thing. It turns me off. It like drives me insane. So I just rather not argue. And that's in general. I hate arguing. I really do. I despise arguing. So these are the red flags. The person doesn't want to eat with you. The person's making up excuses. Why you waited for me to fall asleep to come lay down? Oh no, it's I was doing something. No, they don't feel the same way for you. So get out that relationship. Look for your happiness. Seriously. Look for your own happiness. Kids can't force you to stay with somebody just because you got kids with them. Well, I love Keith. We got 3 kids together, and I don't think I'm gonna find anybody else. That's a damn lie. You're putting that shit into your head. There's other guys out there. I dated one time. Look, when I broke up with the mother of my daughter, like I said, that I went through that deep depression. I met a girl. She had 8 kids, and I dated her. And she had 8 kids, and I dated. Okay, just listen to that. 8 kids, and I dated her for 2 years. I broke up with her because I had got her pregnant, and she lost the baby because she was smoking angel dust, which is basically mint leaves. Um, you know, you can say bath. They pour the embalming fluid on the mint leaves, and that's called angel dust. Like it makes you hallucinate and everything. And she used to drink a lot of Henny, a lot of Modelo, a lot of Corona. She would go party and watch the baby. And after that, I hated her. I didn't want nothing to do with her. I hated her with a passion. Because the baby was actually going to be a boy. And I didn't know she was doing that. She was doing all this shit behind my back. Because I would come to Trenton and she lived in Philly. And then when I finally moved with her in Philly, that's when I found out all the crazy shit she was doing. Yo, bro, your girl was over here smoking wakata. Because that's how we call it in Spanish, wakata, angel dust. She was over here smoking angel dust, bro, doing all this crazy shit. And she was Puerto Rican like this. She lost the baby, and I finally forgave her. But I was like, I would never date you again. And don't think she didn't cry. Oh my God, I messed up the best thing in my life. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, just like a woman gets tired, a man gets tired too. Man. Get tired of putting up with bullshit. Kids don't hold you. Bro. Like I said, kids don't hold you. I'm not with none of my baby mamas. Me and my girl don't got kids. And I'm with her. She loves my kids love her. And that's the most important thing. When, we go through our ups and downs, you know, that's just part of being in a relationship. Sometimes you need a break from each other. You take a little break, then you decide, do you still want to be with me? Do I still want to be with you? Yes, okay, let's get back together. So, I guess kind of like a soft breakup. Because when we have done that, I have never been doing me somewhere else and she never did. So, you stay together. But like I said, every relationship has ups and downs. Every relationship is going to be a roller coaster. Just know that the person that you're with really loves you. They want to be 100%. You know what I'm saying? Don't be one of those dudes that just out here smashing other girls and you're waiting like a jackass at home and looking on stupid. Because at the end of the day, you only hurting yourself. You're not hurting nobody else. Because it's a choice. You could either stay in that relationship or you could get out of it. But that's really up to you. That's your personal choice whether you want to put up with the bullshit or I'm done with the bullshit. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you got kids. Like I said, that girl, I met her baby daddy. Her baby daddy was like, yo, I can't believe you with my baby mom. We had 8 kids together. I'm like, yeah, but she ruined it. She ruined everything. She was going to have 9 with me, number 9. But she ruined everything. And I didn't care because I really was in love with her. When you find a real man that was willing to accept you with a freaking football team, because that's what she had, a football team. Basketball is 5. I guess she had the starting 5 plus the 3 on the bench. I'm being sarcastic, guys, but I'm being truthful at the same time. I didn't care that she had 8 kids. I cared about her personality, the way she treated me. You know what I'm saying? If a woman treats me right, you win. You know what I'm saying? You win. I'm not shallow high. I don't go for you gotta look like Beyonce or you gotta look like Tony Braxton or you gotta look like my boo, my crush Holly Berry. I'm not. What's up, bro? Happy Halloween, broski. To you too. I'm not shallow. You're really shallow when you're like, oh my God, he's got to look like The Rock. He's got to have his chest popping out, his 6 pack, and all this. And that's what burns me up about certain women. Like, I be seeing them, and they'll say, oh, the guy that I'm going to get with better have a 6 pack and have this and have that. And the girl's overweight. And I'm like, what? What? Are you serious right now? Oh, okay, okay. I was thinking about going buy candy. I might have to end this live stream with, because the store closes at 9. I want to buy candy for my daughter and my girl. Some Halloween candy, maybe. But yeah, today I had the worst day, guys. Before I end this live stream, like I said, guys, know what shadows, know what relationship you're in, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter if you got kids together. You always find somebody else that's gonna make you happy. Okay, don't stay in a relationship where it's toxic and bad, and wait to something worse to things get worse to break up. Do it now while you got a chance. That's all that's happening. But today, right, I'm at work. My boy had let me hold some money. But Juju wanted a K-pop album. She's a K-pop fan. She had me buy all the Happy Meals to get her all the little toys. Okay, listen. Um, she had me buy her all the little toys. I go to my bank account and I look and I'm like, who the hell took $839.99 out my bank account? I just got paid today. Today at 5 o'clock in the morning, I got paid, and I'm like, So I look and I call my bank, Bank of America. And I'm like, yo, what the fudge is this? They was like, yeah, that's a motorcycle company, and they sell motorcycle parts. And the person that used your card, I guess a duplicate of your card, sir, because you're telling me you're in Jersey right now. I'm like, yeah, I never been to Minnesota. The person went to a bike dealership basically and bought bike parts with a copy of my Bank of America debit card. So today was just a beautiful day for me. So I sketched out on Bank of America. I'm like, when the fudge have you ever seen me use my debit card? The three states where I use my debit card, what is it? New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Mr. Pepper. Okay, so how the fuck am I gonna be in Minnesota, you dumb bitch? Oh, you need to calm down. It's not. No, your system is fucking retarded. What's the whole point of your AI? You guys were supposed to call me right away as an $840 freaking purchase. I haven't even made one like that over here in Trans. So how the hell that's not gonna throw a red flag? Oh, we're sorry, sir. We're gonna get your money back. Or you didn't have to wait until it gets posted, and we're gonna do it. Okay, then do the fucking investigation. I was working. Do you need? That's why right now when I end this live stream, I'm going back to work. I'm telling the manager, my boy Ed, the one that you guys see me plenty of live streams talking to, and I'm like, bro, I need a copy of today when I, my whole shift because these dumb motherfuckers in Back of America are saying that I was in freaking Minnesota buying bike parts, motorcycle parts. Like if I don't even own a damn car. Why would I own a motorcycle? So guys, today was not my day. Today was not my day. I don't remember what effing store I went into that they had one of them chip readers that copies your card, and the mother effers gave my card number to somebody else, and then that stupid company's out almost $850 because Bank of America's gave me my damn money back. And when it's such a big purchase like that, they should have asked for a damn ID. Fucking idiots, yo. Yeah, bro, I'm pissed. I get my paycheck today. I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, baby, we're about to go eat out. Yeah, eat out my ass. I gave half to Verizon. I stayed with basically $129. And right now I had to pay Karna. I gave them their $120. So I had to call my best friend, Julio, the one that you guys hear me talking to when I do test, 5G test, and I call him and I'm like, bro, and he felt bad. He was like, yo, you want me to let you hold $100? I'm like, yeah. And when I get my next paycheck from work, I'm gonna pay you back, bro. He's like, nah, I got you, I know. And he let me hold $100. So that's why I got to eat today, guys. Because my best friend, that's like my brother, let me hold money. If not me, Juju, and my daughters would have never ate today. It's crazy. It's really crazy that this fraud shit happens. They're lucky. I don't remember. I swear to God, I don't remember what store I went to because I would go over there and punch the person in the face. Or better yet, I would call the cops and stand right there. I wouldn't even lose my license. I wouldn't do shit like that. I'm gonna say no. I wouldn't do it. I know how to control my anger. I would go in there and be like, "Yo, you guys made a copy of my card, and I got the police on it." And that's $800 and something dollars. So of course the cops are gonna come really fast. Yeah, do you have one of these fake scanners in here? Because Mr. Fabres showed us proof he's missing $840 from his card, and this purchase was made in Minnesota. Minnesota! And now they've all the way in Trenton, guys. I'm telling you that on Tuesday I'm going to Philly. And how the hell can I be working at McDonald's and in Minnesota today at the same time? That's physically impossible. I don't have a double ganger. I'm not a twin. I don't have teleport powers. I'm not, this is fictional. I don't have the power to teleport from New Jersey while my double ganger is still working security at McDonald's and then coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just beyond me. And I'm really mad at Bank of America. This is not the first time they let this shit slide. So that's why I'm thinking about uh changing my direct deposit to Chime or somebody else. Because Chime would have never let that shit happen. I remember I recently spent $200 somewhere, and Chime called me, their fraud department, right away. What's Chime calling me for? Hello? Is this Mr. Fevers? Yes, me. Mr. Fevers, did you just make this $250 purchase in Amazon? Yeah, what's me? Oh, okay, we're making sure. We want to make sure because we're gonna block your payment and file a fraud claim on your behalf. No, it's me. It's me. All right, well, thank you so much, Mr. Purpose. You enjoy the rest of your day. You too, bro. Don't fucking Bank of America that I've been with them since I was fucking 19 years old and I'm 43. These fucking jackasses. No, you know what I'm saying? That's Alex. He's all the way in Minnesota buying bike parts for a motorcycle. So I don't know. Maybe he caught an airplane over there and just chilled over there. You effing idiot, guys. So that's why I'm cursing, guys. I have every right to be pissed the hell off. Every right to be pissed off. Money doesn't grow on trees, and I bust my ass working for that. And you guys know that. So of course I'm gonna be pissed the hell off. Imagine you getting paid from work, you chilling, you borrow some money from your best friend, and you're like, yeah, I'm about to send you the money right now for Cash App. Then you see what? What the hell? You go through your transactions, $850 for bike parts in Minnesota, and you live all the way in Florida. What the fuck is going on here? When the hell did I go to Minnesota? Because I would love to know when the hell, what part of Minnesota did I go to? Freaking idiots, bro. I swear to God, freaking idiots, bro. So I gotta go. I gotta go to McDonald's and get them recordings, guys, of today, me being there at work. So these retards from Bank of America can see that I was at work and not in no damn Minnesota. Because I'm like, you jackasses, I'm calling you from my house. So how can I be in Minnesota? Yeah, I'm telling you. It's just beyond me. The stupidity. Seriously, the stupidity. The stupidity. The stupidity. The last time I used my card was at McDonald's. So I'm like, you jackasses. Uh, how can I be in Minnesota and be using my Bank of America card today at McDonald's at 12:59 the transaction? So you explain that. How can I get to Minnesota and then this transaction was done at 1:30? So how can I get from Trenton, New Jersey to Minnesota in less than an hour? Do I have a fucking private jet? Did I have Donald Trump come over here and send an army jet to take me to Minnesota? Because that's the only jets that could go that fast to get me up there like in 40 minutes. One of them jets that could do sonic boom. You don't see shit. I guess I wasn't one of them planes. I guess I had Donald Trump come to Trenton and tell, yo, I gotta be back by a certain time back at McDonald's. All right, we'll take you to. Well, I'm gonna have one of the army guys that fly these special army jets. Take you over there to get that and then come back. Like you don't know how mad I was. Sir, you don't have to be so sarcastic. Yes, I have to. You're pissing me the fuck off. You're pissing me the fuck off. Yeah, guys. So now I'm gonna stay here for another 10 minutes, bro. The Dollar General doesn't close till 9 anyway, so I'm Gucci. And McDonald's doesn't close till 12, so I got the 12 to go over there. Hopefully he's not too busy, so he can give me a copy of that. Because I am pissed. I can't wait to rub that shit in. I'm gonna send it to them through email, a clip with the timestamp and everything. And I'm sorry for cursing, guys, but I am pissed. I am pissed. I am pissed. 800 fucking $50. So I thought the live stream was ending. Okay. Yeah, no. I'm just gonna do the whole 2 hours. Do it, bro. Why end it now? You feel me? At least I'm getting to talk to you guys and vent my frustrations with Bank of America. Because what bank does that? They know I never been to Minnesota and they let the charge go through. They don't even fucking call me. They don't even have the audacity to say, oh, Mr. Fabres, are you in Minnesota making an $850 purchase for motorcycle parts? No! Oh my God, it's not you. Let's stop this transaction. Boop, with a button. Transaction cancel. But no, they didn't do that. They did not do that. It's crazy, guys. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And then people wonder why I stress. This is exactly why. Shit, crazy shit that I have no control over. Somebody making a damn duplicate of my damn card. Making a duplicate of my damn card. It is freaking beyond me. Beyond me. That's why you gotta watch it, guys. These scammers got these things, man. Like these scammer cards that they put at 7-Elevens and different stores, and you pop your SIM card, your chip in there with the card, and right there, doops, duplicate made, duplicate of your card made, and that just burns me up, guys. Not even joking with you guys. It seriously burns me up. It really does. Makes me feel like I'm on fire. Makes my blood pressure get high because it's just crazy. How can you not call me? How can you not call me? Give me a call, Mr. Febres. Alex, did you make this purchase? No. And then I even called the company in front of her face so she could hear. The Bank of America fraud lady. Oh, you didn't have to do that. Da, 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 da. She's a dumbass. I was like, didn't you hear that she said that my name is not pulling up? So that means they used a different name to make this purchase. Oh yeah, we'll find that out through the investigation, sir. So I just want to make them feel stupid. Like I told you guys, I love making people feel stupid. I really do. So I'm gonna have them record like 30 seconds of me being at work, or maybe 5 minutes, and email that shit to them. Here you go. So how the hell was I at in the state of Minnesota buying bike parts worth $850 when I was out there? They're gonna call me back, sir. Yeah, you didn't have to do. No, I have to do this. I love making you feel stupid. I love making you feel stupid. So no, don't further aggravate me because I will be suing the shit out of Bank of America. And I think, all jokes aside, I think this is the straw that broke the camel's back. They did the same shit when I was living in Ohio. I went to a restaurant, to a Denny's. The girl made a copy of my card. Her boyfriend went to Foot Locker, tried to use it like in Geneva, and I lived in I lived in shit. I forgot the name of that part of Ohio I lived in. Anyway, oh shit, I can't believe it. Can't believe I forgot the name. Damn, what the hell was the name of that part of Ohio I lived in? But anyway, Geneva was like 25 minutes from where I used to live out in Ohio. And they didn't even call me. I had to call them because I was like, what the hell? Why is there a $500 transaction on my debit card right now, Bank of America? Oh, because somebody was at Nike in Geneva, at a Nike store buying sneakers. Well, that's not me. I'm not there. I'm in my apartment. I'm in my apartment. So how the hell can I be there? So it was just crazy, guys. It was crazy. It was the same exact shit. So I don't understand it. They should already know that. And then even the flock girl, oh yeah, well, I see videos when you do that. Okay, you jackasses, why you didn't call? Why did your department not say do why did you guys just let it go through? Approve the purchase when I'm not even in I'm not even in no freaking Minnesota. I'm in Jersey. It's crazy. It is crazy. Wow. And I can't believe I forgot the part of freaking Ohio I used to live in. What's it called? It was a crazy name. Oh, Ashtabula. I said it was a crazy name. I used to live in Ashtabula, Ohio. Ashtabula. Yeah, I know. I got to think about that. It was a crazy name. And this jackass went to Geneva, Ohio. It was like 25 to 30 minutes away from from where I used to live. You know? Geneva was like 25 to 30 minutes from Ashtabula. And they did use my car. And that's how I did the same thing. So I'm tired. So I'm just gonna put my direct deposit somewhere. Yep. And I'm just gonna keep the checking account there for so I can pay my Bank of America credit card, and that's it. And then when I don't need it no more to pay my Bank of America credit card, I'm just gonna cancel the checking account altogether. Please, mobile needs to stop, step it up. Oh yeah, they do. They need to upgrade their plans with unlimited data. Yeah, you're right. Don't worry. You wasn't on the live stream. I don't know if you guys seen the live stream from yesterday. Um, Cricket, jumping off the subject. Cricket is gonna let you finance phones with Cricket. You know how you go into the T-Mobile store and finance a phone, T Verizon and so forth. You can go into the Blue store and finance a phone, just like that. You're gonna be able to finance with Cricket, and it's not gonna be no third party. It's not Klarna. It's not Affirm. It's not Afterpay. It's none of that BS. It's straight from Cricket starting next year in 2026. You're gonna be able to finance phones from Cricket. And if you have a 590 FICO score, you could finance at zero down, but it depends what phone you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? If you want like a 17 Pro Max, well, 17 Pro like the one that I got, like a 1 terabyte, then you know you're gonna have to put something out. You know, maybe like two or $300. But if they might give you, I don't know, I don't want to speculate, but I would say with 590 credit score, they will probably give you like $1,000 credit limit. So you will be able to get like a 17. You know, iPhone 17, S25 FE, you know, phones like that, or Google Pixel 10, you know, phones like that. And then if your price score scores 600 or better, then your credit limit goes up. You know, it might be anywhere from 2 to 2,500. Then if it's 700, then it can be like 5 to 6,000. You know, 5 to 10,000, and so forth. That's how it works. But that's amazing. Is Cricket coming out with the phones? I'm guessing, like I said, when the finance option comes out, bro, I think AT&T. Once you get a finance option in a carrier, they're gonna give you those phones because they're gonna have that 36 months financing. So you're gonna be set. You know what I'm saying? You'll be paying your Cricket bill plus the amount of your finance. So he was telling me people with great credit will pay like, I guess if you trade in your phone, like $7 a month. So they're even gonna let you trade in phones and shit like that. Oh, bro, thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for your support, bro. Appreciate it. Um, you know they're gonna do great things, guys. I'm telling you, great things. So imagine that. Imagine you going into a Cricket store and being able to finance a phone. Here you go. You know, you running your credit with Cricket. So Cricket is gonna be like a fifth carrier at that point because when you can finance a phone, you can consider that postpaid because they're gonna be using your credit card. I mean your social to run your credit. So at that point, they're not a prepaid company anymore. So Cricket is going postpaid. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Cricket is going postpaid. The only companies that let you finance phones with them are postpaid companies because they have your social. That's why they're called postpaid. Prepaid is when they don't have your social security. If they have your social security number, it's postpaid. If they don't have your social security number, it's prepaid. Okay? So Cricket is basically going to be the fourth carrier. Because Boost is supposed to still consider the third carrier according to the FCC and the DFW. So they're turning Cricket into a fourth carrier. And I think that's awesome. I think that is awesome. You don't want to pay all this money with us? Go to Cricket. You can still finance the phone with Cricket. So that's smart. Because listen, this is why AT&T is doing it. I didn't hear it through the grapevine, but I know this is a fact. AT&T is going to let you finance phones with Cricket because people with 590 credit scores usually have to pay a high deposit to be with AT&T. So what that means, they'll go to T-Mobile. T-Mobile will throw them a bone. Maybe Verizon will throw them a bone. So instead of AT&T saying, "Why am I going to lose this customer to the competition?" I'm gonna send them the Cricket. You got a 595 score, you know Cricket will take you. You'll get zero down on a decent phone, an FE, an iPhone 17, Pixel 10, and the person's like, "What? Yeah, I want that." Well, go to Cricket. So it's a smart strategy from AT&T to do this, guys. This is genius. I mean, I gotta call it what it is. It's genius. So to me, I'm talking about to me. I'm not talking about the FCC and the DOJ. To me, with this, Cricket becomes the fourth major carrier because Cricket still has their own time. Don't get it twisted. Cricket always had their own time before AT&T bought them. So that's why Cricket has its own standalone core. They're not on the same core as AT&T. They have their own standalone core. So this is awesome, guys. This is really awesome. So to me, like I said, Cricket is going to be the fourth carrier. The fourth carrier of the United States of Great America. But guys, now I'm going to let you go. Tomorrow we'll talk more about Cricket's new thing, the financing thing, the roaming thing, because even on the 50 dollar and 45. Okay, let me just go to the website before I just watch it. Let me do a screen share and showing you guys this is better than this talk. So you guys will take a look at it. So let's go to Cricket. It's Cricket. CricketWireless.com. Yo, not much. Why did it open up this little window on the side? This is crazy. I wanted to take it the whole screen. Oh shit, that's what's up. All right, so now I'm gonna show you guys. We're gonna do the screen share so you guys can see what I'm talking about, guys. Because I want to show you. All right, I'm gonna show you. Here we go. New plans, big savings, all for you. Okay. This is the plan that I got. Supreme Unlimited, $55 with autopay. Smart Unlimited for $45 with autopay. Start, right? That's what that says. Start or select unlimited. The select unlimited is not going to let you finance a phone. Why? Because this plan is only for people that bring their own phone according to according to Cricket. According to Cricket, it's $40. It says $40 for your first month and then $35 after that with auto pay. The same thing here. 50 for your first month, 60 for your first month, and so forth. Okay, so this you got to port in your number to get this. You got to port in a number, and they give you or I guess you can port in the number. See, it says right here. You gotta port in a number, or you could get one of these phones for free. So as far as I know, you're not gonna be able to finance a phone on this plan because this is bring your own phone number only. It's not for need a new number. It doesn't work with need a new number. Let's look, watch. I'll select this device. I'll click. Let's see if it'll still work. I clicked need a new number. Let me see if they updated this because I called Cricket out on this and said they were corny for this. That you couldn't get a new number and still get this deal. Okay, so yeah. See, it's $40, and then with auto pay it'll be 35. So yeah, so they fixed it. My bad. So yeah, then you'll be able to finance phones with this line too, with the $35 plan with auto pay, and $40 for the first month. So you'll definitely be able to finance the phones on all three plans. Now that Cricket did this, so I'm pretty sure that's why they did it. So you'll be able to finance phones in all three of these plans right here. And they said they might do it for all the plans. So basically, the top tier plans is 40, 45, and 55. They're going to add unlimited international roaming. So not just Canada and Mexico, like they got right now on both of these plans. Let me see. Does the other one have it too? Hold on, I went down. So this $30 plan, I think you'll still be able to finance phones on that $30 plan. So yeah, they all got it. Yeah. It says unlimited calls and text messages from the US to Canada and Mexico. Right here it says unlimited calls and text messages to the US to Mexico. And the same thing here, unlimited talk, text, and yeah. But right here it says usage in Canada and Mexico. Usage Canada and Mexico. And this one says usage in Canada and Mexico not available. Okay, so this is not going to have the unlimited roaming. Right off the back, I know it's not. So the $55 plan and $60 plan, 55 will auto pay, 45 will auto pay. These two plans are definitely going to have the unlimited roaming in like 80 different countries. So I think that is awesome. And then the fact that you can finance on any and all four of these plans is just amazing, guys. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. I'm gonna let you guys now go because I got half an hour to make it to the store before they close out, and now I'm gonna be able to get candy. So guys, take care. God bless and be safe. I will be doing another live stream tomorrow. Stay tuned to that. We'll talk more about cricket and its financing options and these roaming agreements and all this good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry about cursing, and if I offended anybody, I'm sorry. Take care. God bless and be safe. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one, guys. You already, and thank you for watching, guys. Deuces.